All right, everybody. This is Stephen Cooley with Mortgage Advisor Tools. I'm here with Michael Ammaturo with Experience.com. How you doing, man?
Doing great. Good to see you again, Stephen.
Likewise. How's your year going so far?
It's very, very exciting with all of the innovations on the platform and then the innovations that are happening in the AI marketplaces. It is very exciting. It's a very exciting time.
Yeah, we chatted a little bit about that beforehand. Is how is AI making its way into Experience.com?
Yep.
Can you comment on anything that you guys are working on around that right now?
I actually can. Yes, future innovations. I am happy to talk about that, just a
Love
little
that.
bit, tease some of it because AI has been a key initiative for a lot of companies, and including us, for a long time. And bringing AI into the system to do things like removing personally identifiable information from reviews and replies is one thing. Doing the actual suggesting replies is another. But what we're spending a lot of time on and looking forward to for the next 6 to 12 months, and that's why everybody should get onto experience.com, even with a free profile, which anybody can do. Um, we're going to build in predictive analytics around trends related to the massive amount of survey data that we have.
Sure.
So we have 4 million, some giant number of survey responses across the ecosystem. And, we've got about 300 customers and growing on the platform. So there's a lot that we want to surface for the managers and the LOs on the platform. And just coming up with ultimately actionable insights, like trying to predict when there's an LO that needs help, or trying to see when an LO is going to do really well or is on a good streak, on a good trend. Maybe you want to congratulate them as a leader or as a manager. So the AI space is very exciting
No, I agree. No, there's a ton going on. I talk and hear about it nonstop every single day. So
every single day.
it's almost going to be like, I don't know if it'll get boring anytime soon, but it's been pretty interesting so far. I think a lot of people still probably remember you guys as Social Survey and
Yep.
stoked. It's probably been too many years to even bring it up, but
No, but it's a good point. I'm glad you do, Stephen, because there are people who still know because we've been around doing starting at surveys 10 years ago
yeah,
and then sharing it on social media. And then of course integrating with at the time Google My Business and then Google Business Profiles.
yeah.
But the evolution of experience.com has led us to a point where for the past year, more than a year, we launched the search rank score, which is a score that tells every professional on the platform how they are ranking on local search on Google and other search engines. So the higher your search rank score, and we've seen this correlation, an exponential correlation on our platform over the past year and 3 months, is that once you get to about 400, 450 points out of the total 850, LOs are seeing an exponential amount of views coming to them and page impressions,
Of course.
page views and page impressions,
Yeah.
just because we're giving them the basic algorithm to understand how and what it takes to appear in local search.
Now, I'm going to ask a nerdy SEO question. How has it been challenging to pivot that with Google's ever-changing algorithm? I've been meeting with those yahoos, no
Yeah.
pun intended, those yahoos at Google quite frequently recently. But how has that been?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a team that spends a lot of time not only with Google, but a team that just looks at Google search results all day and understands it. And we've grouped it out into 5 key areas that just make the biggest impact. And the first one, of course, is the reviews, but the reviews and the replies are really important. Your engagement, either as a manager on behalf of your LOs or as an LO yourself, that engagement matters to Google. Then you've got, of course, social amplification. How many social media platforms have you connected to your profile? How many social media platforms are you present on? Because that plays into, well, this is a more authoritative guy than this guy because they've got more content. And then the other three areas are really important too, is just the profile completeness itself. So we guide, when you get a profile on experience.com, we guide you to say, here's what a complete profile looks like. And then once you do that, amplifying that profile in using our listings product to make sure that it's consistent across the web, really important. And making sure finally that your primary web page, the page that you use to represent yourself the most, which is usually a corporate profile page, just making sure that that is completely optimized for search.
Love it.
And that lays the foundation, the groundwork for being found in local search on Google, map search as well. But we've also seen that completeness, that level of understanding has percolated into Google's AI summary as well.
Yeah,
So
very cool.
we are doing a lot of work to understand what's required for the summary, and we already have people appearing in that in certain markets. So
Excellent.
it's
Yeah.
it's it's working.
No, that's the deal. I mean, in this market where, I don't want to say it's going to be I would imagine it feels like it's going to be, it appears to be similar market as last year. I think, grabbing market share, being visible is going to be more important than ever, or continue to be more important than ever.
Well, and then also being intentional. So what
Yeah,
this technology, the AI and otherwise, all of the technologies that Google has released as well, it just leads to say that for any authoritative source like Google or AI to recommend you, it's going to want to recommend somebody who is authoritative, credible, relevant in the marketplace. And so there's a lot of digital indicators of that.
of course.
And someone's engagement, someone's intentional engagement with the digital ecosystem, like through experience.com, is making a difference, and I think will continue to make a difference as these technologies roll out.
No, that's very cool. Any major updates or product launches that you can give anybody an insight on?
Yeah, the big one is what we've done. So people who come onto the platform for free, there are levels that you can get into as a pro, and then of course even going one step higher, adding for the full 850 points, adding on that listings product
Right.
and the website analytics product. But we also are beta testing a traffic monitor, which allows you to de-anonymize your visitors to certain pages that you want to track on. And of course, that's important too, because when I'm understanding, I want to understand who's visiting my pages, not just that people are visiting my pages. If
Right.
I can get an understanding, do retargeting, and just even if it's just for the LO to understand, has somebody I've been working with visited my profile page 10 times?
Yeah,
That's a pretty good indicator that maybe they're warmer than somebody who hasn't.
of course. Very
Yeah.
cool. Well, man, I appreciate your guys' support of Mortgage Advisor Tools. Big deal. And
Yeah.
I love that you guys are continuing to innovate in this space. And there's a lot of folks that would do well to give you guys a call or shoot you a line. So I
Yeah.
appreciate.
Easily available, Michael at experience.com. Drop me a line.
Very cool. Check out experience.com on Mortgage Advisor Tools. Michael Ammaturo, thank you so much. All right, everybody, thank you.
Thank you, Stephen.